introduce about yourself?
Yes, sir. Uh, Myself, Shweta Mukkawar. I have completed my Bachelor of Engineering from Computer Science in 2018 in Amravati University. I am living in Yavatmal district in Maharashtra. I started my career in software testing 2.7 years back. Currently I am working in Copperbed Solution, which is located in Pune as a software test engineer. My roles and responsibilities are to understand the high level scenario, to understand the requirement specification, to convert into the test cases. And whenever we write the test cases, if I found any bug, that will report it to the particular developer in a bug tracking tool. So we are using bug tracking tool as a Jira. It is also called as defect management tool or project management tool. For dependency purpose, we are using TestNG. For build verification, we are using Maven as a build automation tool. For version control, we are using Git, and for nightly execution base, we are using Jenkins. So that's all.
Okay. Can you explain your framework in brief?
Yes, yes. Language. So Selenium focus. Uh, Selenium means most of the cases we use the Java with Selenium. So in our Selenium project, we use Java as a programming language. Then framework. In our project, we use data-driven framework with POM, that is page object model pattern using the page factory. Then comes under the package. We have separate packages for taste and pages. So all the web pages are related to the pages package, and all the test related classes are under the taste package. Okay, so home page and login page have the separate classes to store the element locator. So for login page test, there would be separate class which call the method from the home page class and login page class. Then uh, screenshot. Screenshot will be captured and store in a separate folder, and also screenshot of failed test cases will be added in the uh, extent report. Test data, all the historical data will be stored in the Excel sheet. So by using controller.xls, we pass the test data and handle the data-driven testing. TestNG for assertion, grouping, and parallel execution, we are using the TestNG. Utility class is there. Utility class store and handle the functions uh, such as uh, sending email, waits, action. Utility class is achieved to reusability concept. Inherit the properties of test-based class into the test unit properties file. So in properties file, we'll store the information that remains static throughout the framework, like browser specific information, path of the screenshot, application URL. So login credential are kept in the configuration property file. It is easy to maintain to keep the details in a separate file. So Maven, using Maven for build execution and dependency purpose, you are using the Maven pom.xml. Version control, we are using Git, and for CI tool, we are using the Jenkins to execute the test cases on a daily basis, nightly basis, and also the test result um, giving which are shared with peers. So we are using Jenkins.
Okay. Which methodology do you use?
Data driven, agile. Sorry.
Agile. Okay. So
Yes.
can you explain a little what is Agile methodology?
Yes, sir. In agile methodology, we are using all the agile ceremonies that include daily stand up call, sprint planning meeting, review meeting, and sprint retrospective meeting, uh, etc. In agile methodology, the stakeholder is the topmost body of the company. Stakeholder is there. Then project owner is also there. Uh, Project owner give the SRS document, and in the SRS document will the team lead or manager will convert the project management project owner give the BRS document, and project owner, yeah, and team lead or manager convert into the BRS document, uh, and in the form of user story will create, means tester will create the user story based upon the SRS document.
Okay, so manager will not convert any document. We are having product owner in Agile, right?
Yes, 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 sorry,
So
sorry.
he will get all the requirement from the client and he will produce
Yes,
product
advantage
backlog
of
and sprint
yes,
backlog.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Advantage of agile methodology is we are giving the checkpoint in that. Also, the time required to complete the project is less, and resources are also less, and effectiveness of the functionality is also more.
So what is the difference between waterfall and Agile?
In waterfall model, we are not move backward to the stage, means if we are completing one stage, then we can move to next stage. Without completing first, we are not move to next stage. In agile methodology, we can move to backward as well as in the next phase during the agile full agile, means a flow in the agile model. Whatever the client requirement, that is we called RFC, that is request for change. So
Hmm.
client want to client means client is asked for the change at the any time during the requirement. In waterfall, we do not means we do not create the RFC.
Okay. We can, but that will be implemented after that cycle is completed.
Yes,
So
yes.
what is the overall time we
In
take for
between,
release in waterfall?
uh, 12 months.
3 months, not 12 months for one
Yes,
release.
yes.
Yeah.
For one release, 3 months, and in Agile, 1 month.
Yeah. It varies in Agile. It could be of 15 days or maybe one
Yes, yes,
month.
yes,
Somewhere it's of 7 days also.
yes.
Okay. So can you tell me what is the difference between functional and non-functional testing?
Yes, functional testing means it is the process of completeness and correctness of functionality with respect to client requirement. It is a functional testing, and in functional testing, types of functional testing are smoke testing, sanity testing. Sanity testing, it is the basic functionality we check in this sanity testing, whereas in smoke testing we check for the build is stable or not. Means stability of build we check in the smoke testing, whereas also we check the in smoke testing also we check the 1 minute, sir. Starting and throughout the, means starting or and ending of the verification stage, means in the smoke testing, critical and core functionality we are checking in the sanity testing. Whereas in non-functional testing include the performance testing, security testing, database testing. All the testing we are do in the performance testing, means in the performance testing we are test the uh, performance of the software.
Okay. What is BVA, boundary value analysis?
Yes, boundary value analysis, we give the input range in that. If one input field is there, that is first name. So we check in that field is both character means negative as well as positive character. He will after inserting in that, so it will accepting the field if we are giving the range 1 to 100. So in boundary value analysis we check the boundary means one by giving the input as a 1, so he is accepting 1 or not, or minus 1. So we are also checking the minus 1 field is accepting or not beyond the 100, that is 101. So giving the input of 101 is accepting or not. Also we give the character symbol and check the boundary value analysis.
Okay, a little confusing, but okay, that will work. Now tell me, what is globalization testing?
Yes, globalization means uh, globally our application is accepting global language or not. Means Indian language is English, and global language is Japanese, Chinese. So our application is that much easier to accept the languages or not in other countries.
Okay, so let us consider a scenario that
Okay.
you are working on a website which is getting used into US and then Europe, so it should support other languages also,
Hmm.
English as well as German as well as, let us say, Polish, other languages.
Hmm.
How
Hmm.
will you perform your globalization testing?
The country's national language is uh, as earlier you told me. So we check the their national languages, and as that way.
What about other languages? How will you don't know German, right?
Uh,
So we don't know German, we don't know Chinese, we don't know other languages. How will we perform globalization testing? How will you make sure that your the website which you are working on is showing the correct data?
Sir, in that in our team, the client means in the team various location are there. So we are Indian. So other team is belonging to the German, Poland as well. So we are approaching for their means they are
Support.
helping other support. Okay.
So we also have Google Translator, right?
Yes. Yes.
That plugin, we use that particular plugin. So whichever part you don't understand, you
Okay.
just need to translate that part and check if the correct data is producing or not.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
a simple way. You don't need to go to anyone.
Okay.
We can just use Google Translator.
Later. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, Now tell me, what is production bug?
Production bug, we are got the production bug at the production level, means our software is going to produce, and at the so in the production bug, it is also called as hotfix, I think.
Yeah, it is called as hotfix. How can we resolve that?
We are giving we our manager or client, so we are requesting for client give me the particular time as early as possible. We'll fix that bug and report it as well as early as possible, or otherwise it is not fixed in the particular time, then I means we'll tell the developer, sorry, we'll tell the manager that if it is not that much important, then we'll fix in the next release.
Okay. Now let us consider a scenario that you have tested one module.
Mm.
Okay, let us say home page
Yes.
you have tested,
Okay.
and at the production stage there is some
Okay.
defects. Okay, now the team is asking you that
Mm.
uh, how it is come. How will you handle that situation if team is asking you, or your
Mm.
manager or your client is asking you for explanation?
So in that case, we share all the documents related to the homepage that we have tested,
Hmm.
and give the extra time to recover that bug also,
Okay.
because we are testing all the requirement, means
Hmm.
all the validation, negative as well as positive. So we'll share all the documents while
What are
testing.
all documents you will share?
User stories which are
Hmm.
reported into the Jira,
Hmm.
and also the screenshot of failed test cases whenever we are trying to test if any test case is failed.
Hmm. So user story is correct.
Yes.
Then you need to share your test cases,
Yes.
what test cases you have written.
Right.
You need
Yes.
to share traceability matrix, which will
Mm.
map your user story with your
Very
test
good.
cases.
Yes.
You need to share defect report also. What are all the defects you have found and you resolved?
Okay.
Those all details you need to share.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now tell me, what is mean by test deliverables?
Test deliverables. Test factors.
No, test deliverables.
Okay. I know, sir, but I'm not recalling it properly.
Okay. So test deliverables are set of documents which we share with client once our
Okay.
testing is completed.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So we say
Yes.
that now our testing is completed. These are all the documents which will
Okay.
contain all
Okay.
the documents of your testing. Maybe your test plan, test strategy,
Mm-hmm.
then your test
Test
cases,
objective.
test objectives, everything.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, what is regression?
Yes, regression testing we perform when any new functionality get added in our existing system, to run the high priority test case, to rerun the failed test cases as well. In that case, we perform the regression testing, and also we check the impact of new functionality in the existing functionality.
Okay. Now we'll move to Java.
Okay.
What is the difference between static pool area and heap area? Have you heard of those?
No, sir.
Okay. Why do we use a static keyword?
We don't need to create object in static.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. What is constructor?
Method name and class name should be same in constructor
Hmm. Why do we use
to
constructor?
to to initialize the data members within constructor.
Okay. It will be used for static or non-static classes. Sorry,
Static
methods.
static methods.
Will it be used for static methods? Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me, what is the difference between interface and abstract class?
Yes. Interface means all the abstract method are in interface,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to in all the incomplete methods are present in interface will be completed in the implementation class, and
Mm-hmm.
all the abstract class means um abstract class means abstract methods are present Means purely incomplete methods are present in abstract class.
In abstract class, at least one method should be complete, no? For 100% abstraction, we use interfaces. So in interface, we are having all the incomplete methods.
Methods, and we need to we complete all the methods. We need a class called as implementation class where we need to complete all the methods.
Okay. Have you come across any Java exception while testing?
No such element.
That is a Selenium exception.
Selenium exception.
Yeah,
Yes.
talking about Java exception.
Java exception. Compile time error
That is error, that not exception.
exception. Element array out of bound index.
Ah, that is a
When
Java
we
exception.
specify the range,
Hmm.
and the range element is not accepting beyond that range, so we got the exception called as array out of bound exception.
Okay.
Class not found exception also.
Okay.
We execute one program, and in that program, uh, a compiler will not found any class for which particular method is called from which class. So
Hmm.
will come that exception called as class not found.
Okay. Java null pointer exception is also there.
Yes, yes.
Okay. What is the difference between string and string literal?
No, sir, I am not hearing the string literal.
Okay. What are the different ways of declaring a string?
Different ways. Means declaring the string.
Yeah. So in
in
one
the
way
form
we
of
can, yeah,
in
go
the
ahead.
form of value attribute
Hmm.
which we are giving in the string.
Okay. So one way is we directly declare a string. For example, string s is equals to India is my country. And in another way, we declare a string with by using new keyword.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So that is nothing but your string literal. First way is of string literal. Another way
Directly.
is string.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. What is the difference between this and super keyword?
This keyword pointing to the current directory, while super keyword is pointing to the parent class directory.
Okay. So in like which scenario you will use this keyword? In which scenario you will use super keyword?
If two classes are there, A and B,
Hmm.
so methods in will call the method from A class will use the super keyword in B class, and this A dot this means method from A class will calling in the A class itself, means current directory.
Okay. So this keyword we use when we are having two variables with the same name in a
Okay,
single class.
okay,
Now your compiler will get confused which element to call or which variable to call. So whenever
okay,
we need to mention global variable from the class, we use this keyword.
okay.
Okay, which is also you can use overloading for that.
Mhm.
Super keyword we use when we are using overriding. So we are having similar methods into two classes. Now
Yeah.
we have to call method from parent class. In that case, you will
Mhm.
use super keyword.
Super keyword.
Okay.
Okay,
So now let's have some questions on Selenium.
okay.
First, tell me what are different dependencies we add in pom.xml? Any two or three dependencies.
Formed TestNG dependency.
Okay.
And
You have worked on automation, right?
Yes, yes. And dependency required in properties file,
Which dependency?
which are related to the configuration file, uh, means required for login page.
So you should know minimum 3 to 4 dependencies. One is your Selenium Java dependency. One you told TestNG. Another one is
Yes,
Apache POI.
Apache POI.
Okay. Then
To
for
read the
logs,
data from Excel file, we use the Apache POI.
correct. And then to for logs we use Log4j.
Log4j. Yes,
For reporting, which dependency we use?
reporting purpose,
Extend reporter.
extend report.
Okay. You should know these dependencies.
I
Okay.
know, sir, but I am not able to tell these dependencies.
No, but you should, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. What is mean by iframes and how can we handle it?
Okay. Displaying web page as a part of another web page known as iframe, and we handle the iframe using the I
Using.
how to handle iframe.
Yeah.
Using the default content,
Default content. What does that mean?
means when we are in the sorry, sir. First, identify the iframe on the web page and move Selenium control to frame using the syntax driver dot switch to dot frame, and we pass the attribute value to the frame. Default tell the default content. Okay, so once action is performed on the component which are inside iframe, so we have to navigate the focus to main page. Okay, so using default content, the syntax is driver dot switch to dot default content,
Okay.
and attribute value can be given in three ways, that is id and name and index.
Okay.
If we want to navigate from child frame to parent frame, we use parent frame. So syntax is driver dot switch to dot parent frame.
Okay. How can we handle child browser?
Child browser pop-up.
Not pop-up, like child window.
uh,
When there are multiple tabs are open. Now you want to switch to another tab.
Means in the frame itself.
No, not in the frames. This is another question.
Okay,
So if there are multiple windows in your browser and you have to
okay,
switch
okay.
to another window, then
So yes, first identify the ID of window which need to be handled, and use the syntax a set, and in that pass the string value is equal to driver dot get window handle, store the IDs in the reference variables, set and string, and IDs means store the IDs in the reference, and syntax is driver dot switch to dot window, and in that child window uh, reference is there, and um, get window handles is a method to return the IDs of all the child window, which will be unique for each window.
what is the output type or return type of get window handles?
Set of string.
Set of strings. Okay. And how can we find out similar web elements? or multiple web elements on a page.
By using find elements.
What is the return type of that?
Find elements return type is list of web elements, and find element return type of find element is web element.
Okay. So, what are different OOPS concept we are having?
Yes, abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, and these are the OOPS concepts.
Encapsulation is also there.
Yes, yes, encapsulation.
So, have you used any of this concept in your project?
Yes, we use abstraction in abstraction means by hiding the internal implementation, we are showing only the functionality to the user. Okay, so for example, we are using in our project is for POM, we are adding functionality for for registering, login, for doing test runner, step by step functionality in there. So we are hiding the internal implementation is there. Only the registration login page is in front of user. So it is the abstraction. Okay. Then polymorphism. Poly means many. So means one element having the different form. It's called as polymorphism. So changing form of weights like we are giving the explicit weight. So minimum minute, second, hours. In that means form of weight can be changed into minute, second, and hours. Inheritance means storing base class, extending every class into the main class for running the test cases. So in that inheritance concept is used. Interface is also there. While browser means launch the browser, we are using WebDriver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. So interface is also there. WebDriver is also an interface.
Okay. Can you explain this code like WebDriver driver equals to new Chrome driver?
Yes, yes. WebDriver is an interface. Driver is the reference variable. Is equal to is the assignment operator, and new is the keyword which will allocate the memory location. And Chrome driver is the uh, Chrome driver is the Chrome driver is extending the remote web driver means it is the child.
So, Chrome driver is a class or interface?
Chrome driver is a class, not an interface, because all the implemented method are present in the Chrome driver.
Okay, good. Now tell me what are different annotations you used in TestNG?
Annotations,
Hmm.
find by annotation, all these.
Yeah,
Uh,
and TestNG.
TestNG, okay. Uh, Sir, before suit, after suit, these are annotations.
Yeah.
Okay. Before test, before class, before suit, after test, test, data provider is also annotation. Uh, these are the annotation in the test engine.
Now, if I have to execute one particular test case multiple time, how can we do that?
We'll give the invocation count. Invocation count is equal to 10. Then we execute the test case 10 times
Okay. How can we set a sequence of test cases execution?
on the basis of priority.
And what if I set priority as 0 to all the test cases?
So it will run alphabetically.
Alphabetically of what?
Means
Which alphabet it will pick?
starting from A.
So it will go alphabetically according to method name, right?
Yes, yes. Method name.
That we
Sorry.
have to specify.
Yes.
Okay, can I give negative priority?
Yes, yes. Also, before zero, these are executed negatively.
Okay. How can we execute failed test cases?
Failed test cases. One keyword is there, sir.
Keyword is not there whenever we execute our suite. So XML file will get generated, right? One is
Yes, yes.
form.xml, another one is testng.xml. So if
TestNG.xml.
test cases are getting failed, then for failed test cases, one XML file will get generated,
Yes.
and we have to execute that particular file. Okay. Do you have any idea about TestNG, listeners?
Yes, listener is a interface. There is a iTest listener in that. We use the iTest listener where we extend all the methods in the iTest listener.
Okay. For what purpose we use iTest listener?
iTest listener.
Okay, no
Which will
problem.
listen all the test cases.
But for each listener, there is some functional, right? Like one listener
Yes,
is used for
test.
screenshots.
Yes, yes. On test success, on test failure, on test skips,
Mhm.
and when means following are the scenario means test case is failed, test case is pass, test case is fit. So these are the action should perform by the listener, and means event some event is trigger whenever we perform the git commands.
Okay, no problem. Can you share your screen?
Yes, sir.
No, open a notepad. Okay, declare one string. India is my country.
Hmm.
No, no need to mention class and all.
Okay.
We'll directly start with a string. You need to give variable name, right? Okay. Now, write a program to find out longest word in the string. So the
Okay.
like output should be country,
Longest word.
longest word. Yeah. What will be your approach?
No, sir, I'm not able to write.
Okay. Will you be able to reverse this string? No, no, you are going in wrong way.
I'm weak in programming actually. I'm not.
Okay, no problem, Shweta. So that's it for today's session. And feedback for you is you are good with your concepts, but you need an improvement in explaining those concepts.
Yes,
Like
sir.
while you were explaining manual also, no?
Yes.
So you were struggling to explain. You knew the things, but you were
Yes,
not
sir.
able to explain it up to the mark. In programming, you need to do a lot. So
Yes,
like
sir.
there are some simple programs, no, around 10 to 12 programs on maybe string and array. You need to practice those, like
Yes, sir.
reversing a string. It is only a
Palindrome.
2 or 3 lines of code. Palindrome string, then finding out the longest word in the string, like that, or occurrence of a character in a string, those. And some programs on array, like addition of uh, two dimensional arrays, or finding out the highest number in array, like that. So
Yes,
you
sir.
need to work on those basic examples, because in interviews also those examples will be asked first.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so you need to work on that.